What happened while we were away, brought to you by dodging a bullet. Yesterday, off the coast of the Kamchatka Peninsula in Russia, a magnitude 8.8 earthquake struck, immediately sending areas all over the Pacific into high alert for tsunamis. The quake is the most powerful since the 2011 Japan event and the sixth most powerful ever recorded. Videos showed traffic jams all over places like Honolulu as residents attempted to flee to higher ground. Fortunately and thankfully, as the day and night wore on in the Pacific, the most catastrophic of eventualities was avoided and no major damage from potential tsunamis was reported. The U.S. economy surprised in the second quarter of this year, growing at an annualized 3% pace. Panikin's hardest hit. Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri has introduced legislation to provide $600 tariff rebates to almost all Americans and to their dependent children, a proposal that would give a family of four $2,400. The proposed legislation comes after Trump floated the idea before his trip to Scotland this week. A letter signed by every major restaurant owner in Cincinnati is criticizing city leadership and condemning the violent attacks on individuals last Friday night. The letter says those responsible need to be held accountable to the highest degree. The Senate last night narrowly approved Trump's Third Circuit Judge nominee, Emil Bove. Bove actually believes in the Constitution, so naturally he was opposed by the left and some of the right-wing Federalist Society's smart set. Senators Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins voted against the confirmation, while Tennessee Senator Bill Hagerty did not vote. The vote ended 50-49. Dr. Vinay Prasad is out at the FDA after barely 3 months on the job. Prasad was the agency's top vaccine official. The FDA said in a statement, quote, Dr. Prasad did not want to be a distraction to the great work of the FDA and the Trump administration and has decided to return to California to spend more time with his family. From what I've seen, the evaluation of his brief performance at the FDA is mixed among the MAHA world. America's Governor Ron DeSantis went off on Republicans who say they want more legal immigration.
Oh, you can have 1 million people plowing as long as it's legal. That's good. Is that really good? Doesn't it depend on why they're coming in? Like, for example, you have some of these tech companies. They're laying off all these American workers, and then they're importing H-1B visa people to work for cheaper. I think that's a total scam. I don't think that that's good. Yes, it is legal the way they're doing it. I acknowledge that. They're using something that's on the books. But is that good policy for us as a country to have Americans put out of work and then to bring in H-1B visa, and then they do chain migration from the H-1B. So the H-1B is bringing in other folks, and it's almost like indentured servitude because you can't leave the company. And so these companies love it because they save a lot of money off of it, but that's not putting the American people first.
And finally, Good Morning America giveth and Good Morning America taketh away. We'll start with the latter. Good Morning America, yes, not some random TikToker, actually made the connection between the Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ad and Nazis.
Play on words is being compared to Nazi propaganda with racial undertones.
The pun, good genes, activates troubling historical associations for this country. The American eugenics movement in its prime between like 1900 and 1940 weaponized the idea of good genes just to justify white supremacism.
And Good Morning America giveth, meet a real man, the man who stopped the mass stabbing at the Traverse City, Michigan Walmart over the weekend.
I didn't think of anything other than trying to get him away from people and get him isolated and get him to put the knife down.
Former Marine Derek Perry says he was checking out at the Walmart Saturday afternoon when he heard a commotion.
A lady was like screaming for her son, and all the employees and patrons were clamoring, trying to run in different directions.
The suspect, 42-year-old Bradford James Gilley, fleeing to the parking lot. Perry and others dropping their groceries to surround the man. Perry pulled his gun. It's legal to open carry in Michigan.
Unfortunately, there was kind of like a mob mentality, and some very disturbing things were being said on how to deal with the situation, and I had to block all of that out and focus on him.
Perry, who works in a hospital, says he doesn't feel like a hero.
The only thing that separated me from the other gentleman that had stepped in as well was what I was carrying in my hands. I think I would have ran out there or walked out there and helped either way. It was just a moment of, I've got a duty to protect.
And that's what happened while we were away.